and the Kalen DeBoer Show, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Let's get out of here! Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show are presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Also brought to you by Ford, proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Make Baumhauer's Victory Grill your big game headquarters all season long. Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Bud Light. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now, here's the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart.
Welcome, everybody, to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. How's everybody's week been? Pretty good? Yeah, it's amazing. Since the lights went out in Georgia, everything's been pretty good in Alabama, and we have thoroughly enjoyed the last few days, but now turning our attention towards this weekend in Tuscaloosa as the Crimson Tide is in action against the Vanderbilt Commodores. And if you're coming to town, be sure to join us at Vector Security Champions Lane. It's the best pregame fan fest in the country. We'll have our live radio broadcast getting things started 3 hours before kick, followed by a free pregame concert featuring fan favorite Uncle Cracker. We're also going to have the largest outdoor LED screens in Tuscaloosa, meet and greets with UA student athletes, food trucks, and of course ice-cold beer in Legends Lounge, where there's never a cover charge. Visit championslane.com each week for more details. Tonight here from Baumhauer's Victory Grill, we look forward to visiting in the first half hour with the men's tennis coach at the University of Alabama, Coach George Husak. His squad's got some upcoming competitions to take place. We'll talk about the plans for the season and how you can see the Tide in action over the course of the weekend. And, of course, we'll visit with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide football team, Coach Kalen DeBoer, with us live at Baumhauer's Victory Grill around 6:30. And then later in the show, we will be joined by one of the men who was such a huge part in the Tide's victory against Georgia and really the success that's taken place since the arrival of Coach DeBoer, talking about Parker Brailsford, big offensive lineman center who's done a great job for the Crimson Tide throughout his tenure. So we look forward to visiting with Parker and Coach Kalen DeBoer as well on this evening's program. If you want to be a part of the show, submit your questions on the UA Athletics Hey Coach live stream on Facebook or YouTube. Again, that's the UA Athletics Hey Coach live stream on Facebook or YouTube, where we will be taking your questions throughout the course of the evening, and a couple of phone calls as well at 877-202-BAM. And we're also inviting the audience here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill to be ready with your questions as well. We'll have a microphone up front where you can come and ask questions throughout the course of the program as well. Don't forget, stay cool this season at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium when you purchase a limited edition Bama Yeti. These special Yeti cups are available at Champions Lane and at merchandise stands inside and outside the stadium. This week, stop by to purchase our newest design commemorating 100 years of Alabama football championships. Visit championslane.com to get updates on new designs throughout the season and elevate your game day with Yeti. And speaking of elevating your game day, get your trusted source for Bama gear at J&J Apparel. New Alabama hats, t-shirts, and polos are arriving daily. You can visit them online at jnjapparel.net or shop their retail store in person, 1926 University Boulevard in downtown Tuscaloosa. RTR with J&J. And don't forget about Game Day Done Right. It's the exclusive provider of reserved tailgating opportunities for this weekend at the University of Alabama. Packages for all group sizes for a single game or the entire season. Visit them at GameDayDoneRight.com. We're talking Bama tennis. Head coach for the men's team, George Husak, joining us on the other side of this break. We're glad you're with us at Baumhauer's Victory Grill on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Action-packed week for the Crimson Tide. Here's what's happening this week at Alabama, presented by UA Online. Earn your degree online and transform your career path. Soccer is returning home this Thursday at 7 p.m. You don't want to miss Crimson Chaos Night. As always, entry is free. We will have 1,000 Alabama soccer scarves as fall approaches. Don't miss your chance to grab one of these. We'll see you at the pitch. Alabama football is rolling back into Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium this weekend to face the Vanderbilt Commodores for a 2:30 kickoff. The Crimson Tide volleyball team will be away this Friday facing the Bulldogs in Starkville, but they'll return home this Sunday to host Texas A&M for their Power of Pink match. So head on over to Foster Auditorium and show your support and make sure to wear pink. There will be a belt bag and a Power of Pink pin giveaway. Students, make sure you sign up for Crimson Chaos so that you can be a part of Alabama athletics all season long. You can join through your MyBama account. Sign up today. That's what's happening this week at Alabama, presented by UA Online, with bachelor's, master's, doctoral, and certificate programs through the Capstone College of Nursing. Have a great week, everybody, and roll Tide!
It's going down, 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 it's college game day, and we're coming to your city.
Roll Tide, roll. Give me Alabama.
Welcome back to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. If you want to be a part of the show, we'll be taking calls a little later at 877-202-BAMA from here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill at your big game headquarters this fall for the 2025 football season. Baumhauer's has been voted best wings in Alabama and the #1 sports-themed restaurant in the state. They're featuring their fan favorites this fall that include the Raging Cajun Gooey Fries, Go Fish, that's the gooey char grilled chicken sandwich, and also their scratch-made Cabo Wabo tequila margaritas. All you football fans can kick off your season in legendary fashion. Make Baumhauer's Victory Grill your big game headquarters all season long. Chris Stewart back with you here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill, and I have been trying, frankly, to stall to lead into the interview with Coach George Husak, not because I'm trying to put it off, because I don't want to talk to him. To the contrary, we're looking forward to this, but also a little insight. Yes, you're a coach for the men's tennis team, but you're also a dad. And you got a kid that's in a volleyball match right now, a high school volleyball match, and we're in the third set, right?
We are.
And we're deadlocked at 17, is that right?
We are, yes. The Northridge Jaguars now are 17-18 against Mountain Brook.
Down.
So we'll see how they respond.
Down. All right, we got the fingers crossed for you there, and we understand if you get distracted a little bit, we'll let you keep an eye on that. But do want to talk to you, Coach, about your squad. First of all, let's talk about you. 14 years now at the University of Alabama. Pretty special 6 NCAA tournament appearances, including last year. I know that's meaningful, obviously, to you. It helps the whole program, but special to see kids get an opportunity to compete at the highest level.
Absolutely. The postseason is what you shoot for every year, and we've been fortunate the last few years, not only with a singles title, but have done pretty well on the team side of things, and that's our goal, annual goal. But we can always do better every year, and that's what we're pushing to do this year.
When you put together a roster for the season, you're hoping that you'll get some veterans, and you got a little fortune in that regard, I guess. But talk to me about how things are looking, and and where things stand for your squad and where you expect to be as you're going into some competition here in the fall?
Yeah, we've got actually a pretty young squad. We graduated 4 seniors last May, and then we had a couple portal surprises, but that's the day, the name of the game these days. But we've got a very, very good young team. We've got 4 freshmen. We've got a junior and a senior. So we are young. We're we've got a lot of potential, very talented, and I'd say a higher class than the last 4 guys that just graduated last May. So we've been making a lot of progress this fall. It's all brand new to them, and I feel like the fall is flying by. But we've really only been practicing steady now as a team for a month, so we've still got some work to do.
Talk about the differences of the fall competition and what happens in the spring.
Yeah, the fall competition is all individual based, so anything we do in the fall is really, this is our preseason. So we are teaching them kind of Alabama Tennis 101. And then the guys who are returning are instilling, continuing to get better at those skills, and then teaching the young guys what it's all about. Really what happens in the fall is just it's a lot of practice, a lot of individual tournaments, but the results don't have an impact on really on my job. My job only comes down to the team, and what we do in the spring. And so we build and play a lot of different competitions in the fall. Our A day, I guess, would be some of the last competitions in mid-November. And then we break and we come back in January and we start our team season, which is how we're evaluated and where we want to shine.
Talk to me about your 6-day tournament that's coming up Thursday, I guess, next week. Is that right, October 9th?
Yes, it's Thursday, October 9th to the 14th. It's the ITA Southern Regional Championships. We've done very well in this event over the years. Last time we hosted in 2022, one of our players won the singles. We've won the doubles in this. But it is basically every college team in Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana that come to Tuscaloosa. The winner and the finalists for the singles, they qualify for the NCAA singles tournament, and I'll get to that in a second. And the winner of the doubles qualifies for the NCAA doubles tournament. Now, you'd think that wouldn't happen in the past. Usually you play a full season, and the NCAA tournament, the individual portion, is at the end of the year. But for last fall and this fall, there's a 2-year pilot program where they want to kind of move all the individual stuff to the fall. I don't really agree with that at all, but it is what it is. So we've got an exciting opportunity for, our team next week.
I know you said that you're not wild about it, but it does, I guess, give them a chance to shoot for a postseason opportunity in this portion of the year.
It does. It does. But it would be a little bit weird to say, okay, A day, if you win that game, you qualify for a bowl game.
That's a great point.
So
that's a great point.
The fall is our preseason. Now we have 2 championship seasons, which we're the only sport that has that.
Right.
And so then every semester, both semesters, you're playing for results. Again, I'll get off my soapbox, but we need to have a preseason, we need to have a development season, and that's what the fall is. And so it is what it is, and it is an opportunity.
Coach, sit tight. We're going to talk to you about some opportunities for the fans to see your squad in action, not just this one on October 9th, but some other competition that's coming up for the Crimson Tide as we continue to visit with Bama men's tennis coach George Husak here from Baumhower's Victory Grill on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
A top 20 doubleheader.
Let's go! Centerview's going to be off the charts.
First, the undefeated Commodores face a resurgent Crimson Tide seeking revenge.
Here is a recipe for chaos.
Then, a rivalry reignited. The number 3 Hurricanes battle the Seminoles in Tallahassee.
This is why rivalries are what they are.
Vanderbilt, Alabama, Miami, Florida State. Saturday on ABC.
It's going to be an action-packed week for the Crimson Tide. Here's what's happening this week at Alabama, presented by UA Online. Earn your degree online and transform your career path. Soccer is returning home this Thursday at 7 p.m. You don't want to miss Crimson Chaos Night. As always, entry is free. We will have 1,000 Alabama soccer scarves as fall approaches. Don't miss your chance to grab one of these. We'll see you at the pitch. Alabama football is rolling back into Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium this weekend to face the Vanderbilt Commodores for a 2:30 kickoff. The Crimson Tide volleyball team will be away this Friday facing the Bulldogs in Starkville, but they'll return home this Sunday to host Texas A&M for their Power Pink match. So head on over to Foster Auditorium and show your support, and make sure to wear pink. There will be a belt bag and a Power Pink pin giveaway. Students, make sure you sign up for Crimson Chaos so that you can be a part of Alabama athletics all season long. You can join through your MyBama account. Sign up today. That's what's happening this week at Alabama, presented by UA Online, with bachelor's, master's, doctoral, and certificate programs through the Capstone College of Nursing. Have a great week, everybody, and roll Tide!
Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance, continues from Baumhauer's Victory Grill here in Tuscaloosa. Coming up in 15 minutes, we'll be visiting with the head football coach at the University of Alabama. Coach Kalen DeBoer is here with us, but right now we are pleased to continue our conversation with the men's tennis coach for the Crimson Tide, George Husak. His squad again in a 6-day tournament starting Thursday in Tuscaloosa. It's an opportunity to qualify for the NCAA singles and doubles championships. But also, Coach, some great history in that. You swept, we talked a little bit about it in the last segment, you swept titles 2 years ago, but you've got a couple of returners, and I'm going to mess up the names. Andre Zimnock.
Yep.
Got that one right. Let's go for the bonus points here. Won the doubles crown alongside Philippe Planisek.
Close, yeah. Philip Planinchek, yeah.
Okay.
Our national champion, our national singles champion. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're also coming off All-American championships according to the ITA as well with two guys I'm not even going to try. You hit me with those. I'm going to quit while I'm behind, but young men that have been representing the Tide very well.
Yeah, we had a freshman, Vit Kalina. He's from Czech Republic, and a sophomore, though he's really a freshman, in Matitz Krishnik, and I say that because he began last January, so academically he's still a freshman. But the two of them used to be one of the top doubles teams in the world. They won a pre-tournament leading up to Wimbledon back as 18-year-olds, and now they're here as teammates in Alabama, so that's kind of a nice little story. Both are very good, and they performed very well in Tulsa at the All-American Championships. And then we've got a slew of others that are going to be competing for us next week at the ITA Regional.
So you've got the matchup, the 6-day tournament we talked about October 9th, but then the fall challenge as well, the 24th through the 26th. These opportunities for fans to see the Tide compete. Talk about how that works and where they need to go and all of that. I know where, but help our listeners that maybe are not familiar.
Well, the fans here definitely know where to go, on nights that tennis is here. I can't believe how many tennis fans are here tonight, and I'm so excited for that. But we, on the 24th through the 26th, we have 8 teams, Alabama being one. We've got 3 more from the SEC, 3 from the ACC, and then we've got Columbia from the Ivy League, who's been a perennial champion up there. But they just come on over to the Alabama Tennis Stadium. It's right next to Coach Murphy's Rhodes house, and event is free, even for the regional. You come on over. We're playing throughout the day. We've got a great media relations director in Stephanie Withy that updates our social handles as well as the website, and they can watch us all fall long. If you want to come for practice, come for practice. I know I just saw a gentleman here tonight who loves coming to practice. He says he always going to come to practice, but I've yet to see him, so maybe that's I'm calling him out. But we're not far away from this very place right here, just on the other side of McFarland.
Fantastic. Coach, appreciate the time as always. Best of luck Thanks also for the gear. It's a
You
great
got it.
looking hat. I appreciate it very much.
Thanks, Chris.
Good to
Appreciate
see
it.
you.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Coach George Husak. Alabama men's tennis, kind enough to join us again. All the latest information, these tournaments that are upcoming, competitions for the Crimson Tide, and all the latest info available at rolltide.com. We got more coming up. Stay with us here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Baumhower's Victory Grill. In a few moments, we're going to be visiting with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Kalen DeBoer, live with us here at Baumhower's Victory Grill. Also, his center on his football team, Parker Brailsford, joining us in the program as well. Thumbing through the app for Alabama Athletics. It's rolltide.com, and you can download that Alabama Athletics app for free as well. All the latest headlines. Yeah, you got a lot of things from this past weekend with Caden Proctor and also Ty Simpson being named SEC Players of the Week, and some national honors for guys we'll be talking about as well, but also the latest on some individuals that were named Runner of the Week from the SEC, swimming and diving, preview of what's going on with Alabama volleyball. In fact, they've got a match at home, or get it right in a minute, Chris. Soccer, I'm sorry, with a match at home tomorrow night at the Alabama Soccer Complex, 7 p.m. They'll be taking on Oklahoma. A look back at what's going on this past weekend with former Tide players in the NFL. Even Alabama Athletics hosting Season 2 of Bama's Got Talent. You can find out what that entails by going to rolltide.com. That's the official website of Alabama Athletics, and download that Roll Tide app as well, free of charge for all the latest news info. You can even buy tickets online there, join Yay Alabama, and learn all about our broadcast schedule from the Crimson Tide Sports Network as well. When we come back, we'll tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, and then it'll be time to welcome in Coach Kalen DeBoer. We are live at Baumhower's Victory Grill, and this is Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The beginning of a history of champions. It was not unusual that the first of Alabama's national championships would be capitalized at the Rose Bowl because Alabama returned to the Rose Bowl for a second straight game.
Coach DeBoer is ready to pass. He's going to long pass down.
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
The winner, the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Again, the country's national champion and king of the college gridiron. Newman, he didn't make it. Ogilvy, touchdown.
Mayor Bryant's team has done it again.
Intercepted by Teague. George Teague to the end zone. Touchdown.
And is there any doubt who the national champion is?
What I would like for every football team to do that we play is to sit there and say, I hate playing against these guys.
Picked up by Darius. Darius going for the end zone. Touchdown. Ingram. Touchdown. Crimson Tide wins the national championship.
This is not the end. This is the beginning.
Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Touchdown. McCarron throwing all the way. Drops it off. Lacey in a foot race. End zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Tide rolling again. Makes a cut. Gets the corner. Look out. Kenyon Drake can fly and will not be caught. Touchdown, Drake. Tagovailoa fires to the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. Jones steps up right down the middle of the field. It's touchdown. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. A truly special performance.
It's going down, down, down. It's college game day, and we're coming to your city.
Roll Tide, roll. Give me Alabama.
But there is so much energy in this building.
The environment at Bryant-Denny Stadium is the best in college football right now. They have figured it out.
This place is rocking right now at Bryant-Denny. Alabama comes out a winner.
A top 20 doubleheader.
Let's go. Synergy's going to be off the charts.
First, the undefeated Commodores face a resurgent Crimson Tide seeking revenge.
Here is a recipe for chaos.
Then, a rivalry reignited. The number 3 Hurricanes battle the Seminoles in Tallahassee.
This is why rivalries are what they are.
Vanderbilt, Alabama, Miami, Florida State. Saturday on ABC.
Live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, it's time for the Kalen DeBoer Show on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield, presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Now with head coach Kalen DeBoer, here's Chris Stewart.
Welcome back, everybody. Our show presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. This segment of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show brought to you by Homewood Suites by Hilton in downtown Tuscaloosa. Make yourself at home at Homewood Suites, conveniently located in downtown Tuscaloosa. Stay in comfort and enjoy the great options at the on-site 205 Bar and Restaurant. Homewood Suites Tuscaloosa, proud to be a preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. We also want to remind you that if you're coming to a home game this season, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium now features free Wi-Fi presented by Yay Alabama. To log on to the network, open your smartphone's Wi-Fi settings and select Crimson Tide Wi-Fi from the list of available networks. Stay connected and updated with Crimson Tide Wi-Fi presented by Yay Alabama, the official fan experience of Alabama Athletics. I'm Chris Stewart, joined here on stage at Baumhower's Victory Grill by the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Coach Kalen DeBoer. Good to see you again, sir. Congratulations again on a great victory that I know is very much in your rearview mirror by now, but still a special performance for your team.
Yeah, it was good. Good to get an opening conference game win, and guys did a nice job just preparing and going out there and playing our game, and then responding when we had to.
What kind of statement do you think your team made with the victory?
Yeah, I think it's just steps. I think it's just the next step, and you're only as good. You always say as good as your last game, but you're only as good as your next game, really.
Sure.
And so I think there were some things we improved on. I think physicality and just being in the moment and responding. There's some execution things I think we got a lot better at. There's a lot of things we got to continue to improve, though, and we are well aware of what they are.
Got to tackle, got to block out noise. There was a lot of that. How much of a factor did that play in your team coming away with a win?
Yeah, it does play a factor, and because it isn't just about what happens on that day. It's about what you have to do in your week of preparation, where every single snap is, played with extremely loud to where you can't even hear the person next to you, noise. And so when that happens, it slows down just naturally the way you go, not just in a game, but how you practice. And when you're on offense and you're getting ready to go on the road, it just, maybe just takes a little longer to get through the practice, or we're pretty good. We've got it pretty much synced up to where we can talk in between the plays and make sure we're coaching and things like that. But it certainly puts a bind on some of that stuff. So what I would say on that is my chance to get in that. I do appreciate the fans that were there at the game, and definitely felt very supported there when we made plays and things like that. They were certainly loud. And coming back home for the first conference game. I remember our first conference game last year, and what that environment was against Georgia here.
Yep.
And we need that. Definitely need that. We need that not just from just a general, just the vibe of the stadium. We need it to disrupt the other team's offense. And, doing that against Vanderbilt, just even if it's one play, it might be one penalty in a game. And if that's the difference it makes, you never know.
I want to talk more about the Commodores in a moment, but a couple of more things from me about the win, and then we'll open up the phone lines. Coach, what'd you like about the way your defense answered the call in the second half specifically? They were good throughout, but the second half especially of that ball game.
Yeah, they did some nice things on a high percentage of the plays throughout the game. There's about 6 or 7 plays that we really identified where we fell short, and those led to explosive plays. But I think just overall the demeanor, took advantage of the Georgia being backed up and forced a takeaway. We didn't get a touchdown on it, which is disappointing, but we got some points. And in the end, think about the score.
Sure.
The difference is
absolutely
anywhere in the game, but 3 points, right? And so what I really like, there was a time we got stopped on 4th down, and the defense really, just never flinched. They just went out there and, not concerned about where we're at or what the score is, just go out there and execute the play. And there was drives in the second half at a time here and there where they hit some runs on us, and we just locked back in and understood that, hey, there was a mistake that was made. But, you can't dwell on it. You can only learn from it, and they did that. And in the end, they made big plays in big-time moments and critical moments. And going back all season long, one of the things that we said we had to do when we were in close games, we have to make the plays at critical times. And that's what we did. We made the critical plays. And you could find a lot of critical times scoring in the red zone and things like that, but getting the stop on fourth down, converting on third downs, the last couple drives offensively, those were the plays in critical moments that if you don't make them, it puts you in a whole different scenario.
Boy, your team was clearly ready to go from the start in that one, Coach, because I think you go first, second, third down conversion, fresh set of downs. First, second, third down, convert, get a fresh set of downs. And obviously you scored the touchdown on a third down play as well. There may have been another third down conversion somewhere in the midst of that. But 3 on the first drive against that defense says an awful lot.
Well, again, this is an opportunity, and I think our whole coaching staff, both sides of the ball, did a great job, and even special teams as well, with what we did against a very good returner. But I just think the offensive game plan was really well done by Ryan Grubb and the offensive staff from start to finish. And you can say, well, he didn't score points in the second half, but there was times we flipped the field. Right. There was times where, there was plays to be made and plays that you make in the first half, which puts up 24 points, and we just come short. You got to win your one-on-one battles, and we did that a couple times in the first half. That led to big plays, and in the second half, we still made some, but there were some big ones that we were that close on. And so I just think that it's the game plan that the coaching staff did a nice job putting together. I think the play calling of Coach Grubb with the being just in tune with Ty and the offense in those critical times. Every time, maybe 19 third down opportunities and converted on 13 of them, 4 for 4 in the red zone, 3 touchdowns, so those critical moments there's preparation that goes into them to where there's confidence, to where Ty feels like he can check a play, check protections, the clock's running down, he can get this ball snapped with 1 or 2 seconds left like he did many times because it's loud and everything is a little bit slower, as I said earlier. Just really proud of the way those guys put the plan together and the way they executed.
You referenced it, but if you would talk a little more about what the offense did in the fourth quarter, because I know the scoreboard may say you didn't put any points on the board. That's true, but when your defense got the fourth down stop, I thought one of the reasons Coach Smart probably rolled the dice, he's thinking if I don't make it, all right, maybe our defense can pin them back right here and get the ball back in a good position. But instead, your offense drives it the other way, completely flips field position, got a great punt to pin them down inside the 10. And then when you did force them to punt with 3.5 minutes to go, team didn't give the football back.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You kind of explained it in the scenario, but, you really don't try to get caught up in scoring at the time. It's just like put one first down together, put a second first down together. And that was the way the first half ended too.
Right.
Really, we got the ball, and there was a little over 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes maybe, and they have all their timeouts, just like at the end of the game. And that's a long time when you figure out the 2-minute warning or a 2-minute timeout plus 3 timeouts, holding on to the ball. I would feel like if we got the ball with 45 seconds to go, with 1 timeout even, that we could go a long ways down the field to get some type of points on the board. And we only got a 3-point lead. That's hard. And so just, big moments there. The offense, again, executing. And us having confidence to, throw the ball on third down, and that's a confidence in the guys executing, the guys, Ty, knowing what the play all involves and, what his opportunities or options are, I guess would be the best way to put it, is if the play's not there, we want to make sure we keep the clock running. I just felt really good about it going in. That's a play, by the way, that we've really had on the docket since 2020 for 5 years. And so, those are the type of things. There's more of those. Coach Grubb's got a lot more of those in store. But Mitch Dowling, who's our quality control coach, and Coach Grubb, we practiced that one all year last year, this year, and years back. And so, you just dial it up at the right time. When Coach brought it up, I was 100% in my mind envisioning what happened, and he did a great job going to that one and bringing it up, because we did talk about, we need to keep the clock running,
right,
before we even started that set of downs, but we got to that spot, and it was pretty clear and pretty obvious where we were at on the field, that this was the exact play call.
Fantastic stuff. If you want to be a part of the show, 877-202-BAMA is the number to call. Our first question of the night is brought to us by Alabama 811. Alabama 811 helps prevent injuries, outages, and loss of life when you call 811 or visit al811.com before you dig. It's free, it's simple, it's the law, it's Pee Wee down in Grand Bay. Hey, buddy, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how are you, sir?
I am good. How are you doing, Pee Wee?
I'm doing great, Coach. The level that the offensive line operated at Saturday in Georgia was, to me, like the greatest thing I could ever see. They handled any and every opportunity, twist, anything that Coach Smart could throw at them as far as trying to get some pressure in there on Ty, and they operated perfectly. They handled everything. The communication was fantastic. Even with all the guys rotating in and out, there was never let up on the communication level. And that was just something that was fantastic to see. And I really hope that we can continue that level of this for the rest of the season. And then the screen pass over to Caden, that's like my favorite play of the whole game. That's now, I got a picture of him coming in from the end zone, rumbling down the field. That's now my profile picture on my Facebook page. But the question I wanted to ask Coach was, was last year against Vandy, the offense was not the problem. Getting off the field was the problem. So I'm just wondering how we are attacking that this week and getting prepared for them coming into Bryant-Denny.
Yeah, you bet. And I think just first of all, with the offensive line, I agree with you. I think that from a communication standpoint, there really was very little times where I felt, you watch the film, it's almost like zero, but where we weren't on the same page. Now, did we execute, and in particular in the run game, like I'd like to see? Not completely, but there's also another team lined up in front of you, and do we want to continue to get better? Do we feel like we can run the football against an opponent like Georgia? Absolutely. But and we were close. I feel like we were closer to hitting some runs, just kind of being in sync, even the running back being in sync. I felt like we were closer this last week than we probably showed. And just got to stay the course and keep working. But they certainly in the pass protection world did a great job of just being on the same page. I thought the communication with Ty and each of them, he understands that he can't have one guy question, man, what was that he said, in the check? And that's why I know the question was asked to me after the game, him going up to every guy. And it's to just ensure that what he's saying is very clear and that they are all on the same page. And they did a really nice job keeping him upright, no sacks. So as far as your question, no doubt about it. We struggled to get off the field, and we turned the ball over early in the game offensively, right. And we had one late in the game offensively when we had a chance to take the lead in the fourth quarter. And so, so those two things were on the offense for sure. And there's some times we sputtered. We had a couple drops and missed throws. But defensively, what we're going up against with this offense, very diverse, and I'm going to tell you, as a team, they're a better team than they were a year ago. There's no question about it. Do I feel like we're a better team? I feel like we've come a long ways too and are as well. But we have to make sure we're disciplined. We got to have enough. We call them bullets. Enough answers to where one thing is hurting you, you can go to another. And I feel like we're further along in having some of those answers that we've repped over the course of the last year, as opposed to last year, when you see this style of offense, which is different. A quarterback that can run, different types of option. And now really, honestly, the one thing they've really improved on too is the pass game. Look at his percentage. Diego Pavia's percentage, being at 75%. And it's not just screens, it's balls down the field. And so, they've done a nice job adding to the volume of things that they do well. And, I think us, again, looking forward to the challenge, and the defense, really continue to work each and every day to hone in on being disciplined, having good eyes, and then everyone rallying to the ball like we've done a good job of the last 3 weeks.
Winning the turnover battle, I know it's a cliche, but it's a fact. Your team won that turnover battle. You got a field goal out of it. I'm not good at math, but that was the difference. It wound up being that way, and really good to see your team take care of the ball, but also the defense force turnovers.
Yeah, that's a key thing for us as a team, and it's defensively we've gotten some turnovers each game. It isn't at the level that I know they're still happy with. They want to be 2, 3, 4 turnovers, and that's where we're kind of at the last half of the season a year ago, and we want to get back to that. So, but as a team, winning the turnover margin, offense doing a good job of taking care of the football. I think we're number 1 in the conference right now in that area.
877-202-BAMA is the number to call if you want to be a part of the show. We've also got a microphone. We're going to take some questions from the audience, so if you've got one for Coach, please make your way up here towards the front to our right. We'll get a microphone to you and get some questions. We've also got a few coming up from our AL.com Alabama Football Facebook page, and you can reach out to us on our social media platform. The Alabama Football Facebook page, as we said, is where you can reach us in the live stream as well. A lot more coming up. We're just getting going with Coach DeBoer here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
It's going down, down, down. It's college game day, and we're coming to your city.
Roll Tide, roll. Give me Alabama.
It's going to be an action-packed week for the Crimson Tide. Here's what's happening this week at Alabama, presented by UA Online. Earn your degree online and transform your career path. Soccer is returning home this Thursday at 7 p.m. You don't want to miss Crimson Chaos Night. As always, entry is free. We will have 1,000 Alabama soccer scarves as fall approaches. Don't miss your chance to grab one of these. We'll see you at the pitch. Alabama football is rolling back into Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium this weekend to face the Vanderbilt Commodores for a 2:30 kickoff. The Crimson Tide volleyball team will be away this Friday facing the Bulldogs in Starkville, but they'll return home this Sunday to host Texas A&M for their Power Pink match. So head on over to Foster Auditorium and show your support, and make sure to wear pink. There will be a belt bag and a Power Pink pin giveaway. Students, make sure you sign up for Crimson Chaos so that you can be a part of Alabama athletics all season long. You can join through your MyBama account. Sign up today. That's what's happening this week at Alabama, presented by UA Online, with bachelor's, master's, doctoral, and certificate programs through the Capstone College of Nursing. Have a great week, everybody, and roll Tide!
Single setback is jammed to the left of Tide. Operating from the pistol. Brings Jeremy in motion to the near side, leaving 2 to his right. Looking, firing, going, touchdown! Jeremy Menard on the slant, and Alabama gets on the board first.
Hey, Coach, and the Kalen DeBoer Show are presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. I'm Chris Stewart, back with you here at Baumhower's Victory Grill. Coach Kalen DeBoer here with us, and we will be talking with him again in just a moment. Also taking some questions from the audience in a few moments as well. And you can be a part of the show, submitting your question to the UA Athletics Hey Coach live stream on Facebook or YouTube. I think I said the Alabama football Facebook page, but actually it's the UA Athletics Hey Coach live stream on Facebook or on YouTube. Coach, let's go to our first question from our AL.com Alabama football Facebook page. It's from Steve in Scottsboro, Alabama. It says, hey, Coach, we seem to use a lot more motion on offense against Georgia. Can you comment on how this helps confuse the defense prior to the snap? Steve says, thank you, and roll tide.
Yeah. It's almost like we can't call a play without having a shift or a motion, and we're very conscious of that. But, when you go into an environment and it's loud, you really, people always think, and it is true, it's hard on us, right? Offensively, we have to communicate and can't have people off sides and jumping. But you also can do a good job if you really have fast motions and move around to put pressure on the communication of their defense, because it's also loud for them. And so it's something that we'll do every single game play. I mean, it's motioning is what we do, just to make the defense have to communicate, make them adjust, and try to get one step. Maybe it's a matchup, just pose some problems for the opponent.
Had Jam Miller back and obviously made an impact. The numbers may not have been off the charts, but he gave you some tough yards, and the timing of some of his 5, 6, 7, 8 yard runs, Coach. I think the first carry that he had on that last drive set the tempo and set the stage for you to be able to do more things.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think he did a great job in protection, all game long. Just a lot of confidence in him that way, not just knowing the assignment, but also doing a good job with just getting the job done physically. And you're exactly right, 7 yards on that first down play. Boy, that makes things a lot different, as far as your mindset with getting a first down, and when you can rattle that off. And then obviously the final play of the game, other than taking the knee. But the confidence that you have in a guy like that, that he's going to make the play, and the moment's not going to be too big for him, and he and Ty can make that connection.
Coach, let's go to a question from the audience. If you would, tell us your name, and then go ahead with your question for Coach DeBoer.
Hey, Coach. My name's Ben. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Just want to ask, how much does a full student section bringing noise and energy mean to your team?
Yeah, and, I've hit on that a couple times with our home games earlier in the year, and asking for it again this week. As I said earlier, it's huge. I mean, our guys feed off that energy, and I noticed the Wisconsin game from start to finish, just that section was full, and just feeling the energy coming from that part of the stadium. Not just the whole stadium, and so it's a big deal. So let's get everyone there.
We'll be there.
Thank you for the question. Appreciate it. Again, we've got microphone down front. If you've got a question for Coach DeBoer, we'll gladly take them from the audience. Let's go, Coach, to Leeds. Tommy, you're up next here on the Kalen DeBoer Show.
Hey, Coach, Roll Tide. We did a really good. We did a really good running the ball Saturday night. It happens. I'm glad we took that 33-game winning streak from them Dogs. What I was going to ask, Coach DeBoer, how do you think the offense is going to progress by running the ball on Vanderbilt's defense this week? And I hang up, Roll Tide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just got to keep taking steps. And I think, again, I referred to, we just missed, I think, a couple. There were some seams that were created, and either we hesitated as a running back or just didn't fit in the area that we should with our read. And it just, again, more and more reps, just talking it through, being detailed, continue to practice. Those things aren't just because you're not where you want to be now. I mean, that's why you do what you do. Every day we show up and get to work. And so I want to see us take the next step. That's going to be an important part, staying on the football field and being in down and distances where our whole playbook's available to us. When you're in second and shorts and third down and really short, the play actions and the different things that come off the run game can be really huge for us. And even with the run game, maybe not just putting up 250 yards or anything like that a game, we still have had a lot of success throwing the ball down the field off play action.
And Coach, also, we talked about this in some other interviews. When people talk about the run game, we tend to naturally think of quarterback turning, handing it off, making a pitch, something like that. But you've got some things in your offense that give you the same effect. It might be, I'm not just talking about officially the lateral to Caden Proctor, but there are some things that you do that may even be considered a pass officially on the stat sheet that actually give you the same things, accomplish the same things that you do with the run game. It just gets it to the edge and gets it out there a little quicker.
Yeah, we need to be able to get the ball to all areas of the field, right? You need to threaten them deep down the field and middle and on the outside. And a lot of times that's in the pass game, and in the run game you got to hit inside and you also got to hit outside. I thought, Jeremy Bernard had a couple runs. Jam bounced one on a 3rd down and 4 in the red zone there, right at the end. I'm trying to remember if it was the first half. In the first half there, and those are runs that got to the outside, and everyone's focused on the inside there. So we just got to keep being inside out, and outside in. The relationship being there, get the defense running, and then try to stick your foot in the ground and get vertical.
You know what you're looking at when you watch film. I don't, but I watch certain things. I was watching the film last couple of days, watching the game again, and everybody notices and everybody feels bad for Ryan Williams when you drop one like he did on the first drive. But I went back. I had forgotten how many big catches he made in traffic at some key moments, Coach, later in the ball game, and how much of an impact he truly played in winning the game, even though he had the obvious mistake early.
There was a 3rd down and medium in the first quarter, I believe, and just in between 2 defenders. I believe he might have been short of the first down, if I remember right. Caught it, split him, got vertical, got whacked on each side a little bit. At the end of the first half, when we were going down the field, he did a nice job finding an explosive in the middle of the field, working with Ty when Ty escaped. And then the one that I really think about was the 3rd down 8, 9-ish. It was long for sure, where he got hit right in the side of the jaw there, and right when he caught it, and it happened within yards of me, and so it was all very close, and that was a big hit that they laid on him, but he hung on to the football, and that was an important time in the game. We don't come away with the first down there. We're punting. They're going to have somewhat decent field position and obviously a lot of time. So he did. He kept his head up. He kept plugging away. He wants that as much as anyone. I promise you, he didn't miss it on purpose, Right. And so but his attitude and his energy coming back to practice, the last 3 weeks last 2 weeks, was getting ready for Wisconsin, and this game, it's been awesome to see.
Coach, let's go back. One more question from the audience here. What's your name, buddy, and what's your question?
What's up, Coach? I'm Joe Crowley from Nashville, Tennessee, and I have one question. What is the wildest place you've ever had to recruit a player from?
The wildest place? I'm trying to think. Not wild, but we've been to Hawaii before, recruited guys from there, so that wasn't too bad.
Does the staff fight over who gets to make that recruiting visit?
In years past, there's been a time or two where it's been at least joked about, but in some ways you kind of think, I think they're kind of serious too. And so, I don't know. I mean, it's most of the time in the state. I mean, I think there's some places sometimes when you're doing some recruiting, you end up in some alleys and some areas of a city or something that may be a little bit questionable, but and I can think of those. I've had my car broken into at least once, and so not anything crazy though. As far as I've never been to Alaska or Europe or anything like that. Some of those other sports that you have, they're traveling all over the world, so that's not the case for us.
Speaking of Alaska, we didn't plan it this way, but right on cue, Russ in Denali, if I'm saying it correct, Alaska. Russ, go ahead, and if you got any prospects that Coach can come and recruit while he's there.
That would be great. Thanks. Coach, I just wanted to say thank you for bringing your talents and who you are to Tuscaloosa. My question is, what has been the biggest changed coming from South Dakota and Washington, working in the South and Alabama? What's culturally been the most challenging part of that? And what has been an unexpected blessing to you of living in Alabama?
Man, you're expecting a big answer here, and it's going to be pretty basic, I think. Yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone talks about the heat. We've talked about that all year last year, right? Now, humidity and all that kind of stuff, that's certainly a thing. That's real. You know, the really cool thing, not having lived here, but having recruited, I never got a chance to enjoy, like, the southern part of the state. You know, the coastline down there and everything. And that's been something that's really cool. I really enjoy going down there. We've done some events, and obviously we're recruiting, and you know, you're not taking leisure time when you're recruiting, but it's really beautiful down there. You know, I think as far as like the thing that would surprise most people is this place right here reminds me a lot of South Dakota. You know, just though, I mean, it's not the weather and things like that, but just the people, and you know, that's to me what makes a home, and what makes it enjoyable to live there. And you know, there's a rural place to it, but there's also some city to it. You know, both areas, and so it feels more like that than it doesn't.
Right. Everything revolves around church on Sundays and sports and family and community, and at least that's how I've heard you describe it to me with home in the past, and certainly the case here. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Operating under center Brailsford. Play action, rolls the pocket right. Looking, firing, caught, touchdown Alabama! Isaiah Horton, wide open, back of the end zone. The second 6-yard touchdown pass of the night from Ty Simpson, and the Tide leads it 13-0.
And a big reason why, the protection that Ty Simpson got. Time to throw the football, and one of the gentlemen who made that possible joins me here on stage. A big welcome to Baumhower's Victory Grill from Parker Brailsford. Good evening, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I know it's who you are. I've seen enough interviews with you and video and been around you a little bit to know that the smile is who you are, but It's a little bigger this week, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Congratulations. I know we talked off air. It's in the rearview mirror now, but 2-0 for you against Georgia, and knowing what that game means nationally in addition to the SEC is pretty special, isn't it?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Tell me about the difficulty potentially in communication in environments like that, whether you're at home as you were a year ago for it, or certainly as was the case going on the road in Athens last weekend.
I mean, obviously on the road, it's hard to hear. So there's a lot of things you got to either say really loud or get really close to be able to say.
Sure.
It just takes a little bit more time. And, yeah, I mean, everything's just a little bit more difficult, but practicing it during practice, the crowd noise and things like that definitely helps.
All right. You can relax answering this as he's making his way to the stage. But go ahead and tell us why you decided to follow Coach DeBoer to Tuscaloosa.
Man, honestly, the trust we built throughout that 2023 Washington season, like I never felt like I was going to be compromised or anything like that trying to follow him. And I feel like he was always going to do the best thing for the guys, the players on the team. So.
Coach, I'm going to guess when he told you he wanted to come to Tuscaloosa, you didn't try to talk him out of it.
No, not one bit. Not one bit. This guy he's a gem in every way. I mean, he's unreal. I got to be, he was really one of the few guys that I got a chance to home visit when he was coming out of high school. And so just going back to, that time and his entire career and just knowing who he is as a person, his amazing family, and just the work ethic. If you could see this guy, like I and the team get to see him every single day, just his demeanor, how serious he is about everything, but also how good of a person he is. He's got amazing relationships, and he's voted a team captain for a reason, and when it's in the weight room, he's at the top of the list. When you put the numbers up there every single day, he never wavers from being number one, number two. He's always right there, and so it's competitive. But he certainly does an amazing job playing football on the field too. In a moment and situations like he had on Saturday, this guy's getting it done at an extremely high level. I mean, we got the best center in the entire country.
Parker, I know that to ask you to go away from football in your time at Alabama doesn't leave a whole lot of time to talk about anything else because so much of it is college, be it football, academics. But as a whole, what's the experience been like for you these 2 years in Tuscaloosa?
I mean, it's been great. I wasn't sure at first. Just some things going on in my life. But, the guys brought me back in. I was on board, and, it's been great ever since then. I feel like I've grown a lot.
All right. This is from our friend Alex Thompson, but I got a feeling, Coach, that Parker may have been involved in this question coming to me, or some center.
Okay.
Some center may have put this together, because he says centers are known for being some of the smartest players on the field. I'm arguing with that, but the fact that it was put there like that, why would you say that that's the case?
Well, I mean, I'm guessing he's got a protection meeting that he's going to run here as soon as this interview is over, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
He's got to be on the same page with the quarterback. The quarterback needs to know everything, right? But when we get to the line of scrimmage, this guy's the one that's pointing out and getting things started. And everyone literally has to trust what he says. And even if he says, which isn't going to happen with him, but even if he says the wrong thing, we all got to be in agreeing that this is how we're going to block it. This is who we're going to go to. And so he's got to understand not just what we're doing, he's got to understand what's going on in front of him. And in a game like you had this last week where there is about every, we call it a Rolodex, whether it's Rolodex blitzes or it's just every play, it is something different that's coming at you. Not like someone's sitting there in a 4-down front with a couple, they're just playing the same coverage every play. It is something different pressures. And then you match up our run plays, our pass protections against what's going on. You got to have someone like this. And he loves it, and we trust him. And, that's why you got to be so smart and get the job done that way.
I'm not going to ask which is tougher, the football study or the academic study, but I do know this. 100,000 people don't know if you get one wrong in a biology class, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much the way it works out. You miss one, at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium, everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
A little more pressure there. Let's get
But no one talks about it.
Exactly. Exactly. Of course not. You never hear anything at all. Let's get a question from this lady, if you would. Tell us your name and go ahead with your question.
My name is Joan. Parker, first of all, great game on Saturday.
Thank you.
Best center in the country.
Thank you.
My question for you is, that deserves applause. Have you spoken to Coach DeBoer about letting you be the next guy to catch a pass?
Great one. That takes one off my list. Thank you very much, Joan. I appreciate it.
Actually, not Coach DeBoer. However, I did talk to Coach Grubb after the Georgia game. Mainly as a joke, but yeah. I mean, I have a little bit. Nothing too crazy. I'm just trying to put things in his head just to make him think about it a little bit.
Has Caden come up to you, Coach, and said, look, officially, Coach, that counts as a lateral, so it's a run. You might want to put me back there to dot the I at some point. He had come up with that?
There's no limits to what he's going to ask, I promise you.
There are limits to what you'll say yes to, but not to what he'll ask. Hey, what was it like when he came back to the huddle? I know you got to be locked in. You got to go next play because you didn't get in the end zone. Maybe that's what you guys reminded him of. I don't know. But how tough is it to not just have the big guy celebration over the success of that play and go to the next one?
I mean, definitely a tough one. I wanted to score. I wanted to try and pick him up.
Good luck for that.
But I was very excited for him. Obviously, it's a big thing for him to be doing that. His size, especially.
Yeah, his size, especially. Speaking of, Coach.
I just got thinking Parker's got a carry. I mean, not that we want to really talk about why he has a carry, but it was the ball in his hand. It was an unreal play. We got some points on it because of him.
Right. It got us first down, didn't it?
No, but it
wouldn't have been a negative play.
It was important. So he's had his carry too this year.
So that's your last chance, is I think what he just said to us, Parker.
Pretty much.
You were voted, if not a ball carrier, a team captain prior to the start of this year. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means a ton. All the guys have a lot of respect for me and just trust that I'm going to do the right thing and lead them in the right way. And I really appreciate that.
We've been taking questions from the Alabama athletics Facebook or social media feeds, I should say, the live stream there. And we've got one from Kyler. Says, hey, Coach, how do we plan on adjusting with our depth of our linebacker group against a dual threat quarterback to prevent what happened last year? It's a great question from Kyler.
No, it is because, the banked reps that guys have together, those are important, right? We talk about an offensive line, everyone just gelling and coming together, and then when you get injuries, it changes who's on the field together. So that's why you practice in the fall. That's why you practice in the spring, and we got guys that are really invested and going to have to raise their level of or the volume of how many plays they get to run and be a part of. But we got to continue to build depth. We got to get some guys that and the coaching staff going to have to mix in some packages where we can utilize the skill sets of other players in roles that can both be beneficial to us and also attack the offenses that we're going to see.
Our second question from our AL.com Alabama football Facebook page is from Elizabeth in Spring, Texas. Elizabeth says, hey, Coach, we've been very good with our ball security on offense. What are some of the keys in this area heading into the Vandy game?
That's one of them, definitely for sure. And so there's got to be, to me, a physicality that we got to have in this game. There's got to be the turnover margin. You got to win that. And then I think there's just got to be more of what we had this last week where adversity hits. It's just temporary, and we're moving on. We're learning from it. I think some of those things are the keys to our victory, but certainly taking care of the football. We got to continue to be the best team in the country when it comes to that.
One more segment with Coach Kalen DeBoer and with Parker Brailsford, as this segment has been brought to you by Coca-Cola. Passionate fans and an ice cold Coca-Cola. That's a winning combo. Fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola. We're coming back to get Coach's final word and a couple more things with Parker Brailsford next on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
My name is Parker Brailsford. I went to high school at Saguaro High School, and I'm from Mesa, Arizona. So the position I play is center. The reason I play it is I feel like I'm just fit for the role, commanding everything on the O-line. making sure everybody's aware of what their responsibility is and just stepping into a leadership role. So the best thing about playing center, and really the worst thing as well, is there's no glory in anything you do. You go in there, you work. No, you don't get no praise. I mean, some of the guys on the team love you for it, but for the most part, you don't get no praise. You work in the dark, and I love that. Just all the tradition that's all the legacy, the tradition, everything that's come through this program is the reason why I chose Alabama. The reason why I like playing for Coach DeBoer so much is really just because I know he really cares for me, not just as a player, but as a person as well. And I know he cares for all the other guys as well. But me specifically, there's been times where I've been going through things and he's giving me the space and just the help just to get through it and come back to football and do what I know I can do. And he knows I can do as well. I feel great about my decision to come to Alabama. You know, like I was saying before, the tradition, the legacy that's been through this program, you know, it's all very special to me. On game day, walking out through that tunnel, you know, it's special. There's a ton of people screaming, cheering for you. You got your brothers right next to you. And I mean, that's really who I do it to, but the fans and everybody, just all the energy that's going through the stadium, that's special too. So the main goal for the season is just win the national championship. That's what I want to do. That's it. Man, to the fans, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And keep bringing that juice. Roll Tide.
Simpson will run it himself, and he will walk in. Touchdown, Alabama.
Hey, you fans that are coming to the game on Saturday, get real-time line information in the Alabama Crimson Tide app. Look under the More tab to find the quickest security, gate, and concession lines at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And remember to stay connected and updated with Crimson Tide Wi-Fi. It's presented by Yay Alabama, the official fan experience of Alabama athletics. Just a few more minutes with Coach Kalen DeBoer and also Parker Brailsford, great center for the Crimson Tide. Couple more things for you, Parker. Talk about the mentality of the offensive line room with Coach Cap lead the way.
Yeah, I got you. Coach Cap, I mean, he's all about bringing the juice. His whole mantra is Juice Squad. He definitely loves nasty O-line play. That's like his favorite thing. So, you know, putting guys on the ground, burying guys, all those things. He loves pancake blocks. We got a little board on the O-line room just about knockdowns. So just however many knockdowns you got in the game, and it's tallied.
I don't know how much there is similar between Martin, Tennessee, and Mesa, Arizona.
Nothing.
Your hometown being Mesa and Martin being Ty Simpson, but you guys are good friends. How's that bond help the two of you on the field?
I mean, it's helped a ton. Just knowing that he always got my back. I mean, whether it be football, you know, like just in my personal life or whatever, it definitely brings us closer, and it definitely helps us be able to communicate certain things to each other better and just having that chemistry.
Speaking of other stuff, away from the field, what keeps you busy? What do you like to do? I know there's not a whole lot of time for you to be away from the field or the classroom, but what do you like to do on those few moments you do get to yourself?
Yeah, I mean, right now, not much time at all. Maybe on Monday I'll play the game for a little bit, but I mean, in the off season, usually I'm drawing. I used to cut hair. I want to get back into it, but I just haven't had the clientele since I left.
Everybody's looking around the room going, this guy's cutting hair and he don't cut his own. But I know how that's going. But so you cut hair, draw, and you said play in the game.
Yeah.
Tell the audience which video games you're playing.
Ooh, there's a lot of them.
Okay.
Man, I say my most played game is probably Call of Duty.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good deal. Let's go get one more call in from Nashville. Case is next. I don't know if it's Case or Casey. I'm sorry, Nash. But go ahead and tell us what your name is from Nashville, and go ahead and give Coach and or Parker your question.
Hey, Coach. Just one about the game.
For the hell last year, I feel like all 45 minutes of the game. What do you think?
Case, I'm sorry, we couldn't hear you. Let's try one last one. And Greg, real quick, in Decatur. Greg, what have you got for us?
Roll Tide, Coach.
Roll Tide.
I was just, this is just my thoughts. Everybody said you weren't ready for the SEC, or they wondered if you were or whatever. I thought, were you ready for a room full of studs? And, last year and then the start of this year, it didn't look to me like you impacted them like on game day as much. But lately, in the last 3 games, I see much more helmet slapping, butt slapping, and then getting in somebody's face when they do something wrong. And I think that's a huge part of our success. I just want to get your thoughts on that. Roll Tide.
Well, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate your thoughts. I think as much as anything, just trying to fill in the gap of what I think our team needs. And every team is different. It really is. Every team has a different personality to it. Done this many years, and you always start over, and you always think, oh, the leaders take, and this and that. And I think every team is different. And just want to make sure that whatever the gaps are, I can fill in. And that's filling in the coaching staff gaps. It's filling it, that's what you got to recognize as a leader. And however we got to do it. And, I love seeing these guys succeed and cheering them on as much as it, is also about leadership and, holding them accountable and all those things that leaders do. And so I'm loving the journey. I love the direction we're going in. And it's fun coaching these guys because they pour everything into it and they do everything that I ask of them. So I'm looking forward to the great challenge this week, and then we'll worry about the great challenges that lie ahead after this weekend.
Coach, I don't know if you got a final word or not. It's presented by McCurry Van and Car Rental, but McCurry Van and Car Rental brings us your final word. If that was it was a good one, but you're welcome to another one. It's your show.
Yeah, no, this weekend is another big weekend. Each one gets bigger as you go through the season, right? And the most important game is always the next one. And it's week 2 in the conference schedule. We're at home at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Again, I'm asking for the fans to come and be loud, and I know that's going to be the case. I've never seen anything but that. And we're looking forward to a very good Vanderbilt team coming in here and the challenge that lies ahead. But proud of the work that we've put in already this week. We still got a lot more left ahead of us to be at our best on Saturday.
Coach, always appreciate you. Parker, great to talk to you as well. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate you both. Parker Brailsford and Coach Kalen DeBoer with us here from Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Show presented by Alfa Insurance, auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. We wrap it up when we return on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The beginning of a history of champions. It was not unusual that the first of Alabama's national championships would be capitalized at the Rose Bowl because Alabama returned to the Rose Bowl for a second straight game.
Coach DeBoer is ready to pass. It's going to pass out.
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
The winner, the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Again, the country's national champion and king of the college gridiron. Newman.
Ogilvie, touchdown.
Dave Bryant's team has done it again.
Intercepted by Teague. George Teague to the end zone, touchdown.
And is there any doubt who the national champion is?
What I would like for every football team to do that we play is to sit there and say, I hate playing against these guys.
Picked up by Darius. Darius going for the end zone. Touchdown. Ingram.
touchdown. Crimson Tide wins the national championship.
This is not the end. This is the beginning.
Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Touchdown. McCarron throwing all the way. Drops it off. Lacey in a foot race. End zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Tide rolling again. Makes a cut. Gets the corner. Look out. Kenyon Drake can fly. And will not be caught. Touchdown, Drake. Fire to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins! Jones steps up right down the middle of the field. It's touchdown. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. A truly special performance.
Thank you, James. What's on tap next for Bama is presented by Coors Light. Crimson Tide fans choose to chill with an ice-cold Coors Light. Next up, Bama hosting the Vanderbilt Commodores Saturday at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa. The broadcast starts at 11:30 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, presented by Learfield. It's brought to you by Regions. Just like the Crimson Tide, Regions Bank always goes the extra mile because at Regions, extra is our ordinary. Regions official bank of the SEC. And a big thank you as well to Christopher Mobley, the preferred luxury clothing provider of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. If you missed any portion of tonight's show, you can always catch it on demand on our Alabama Insider podcast. Download and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Vice President, General Manager of the network is Jim Carabin. Our producer engineer has been Tom Stipe. Studio engineer Ethan Sargent. I'm Chris Stewart. Thanks for joining us. Roll Tide and good night from Baumhauer's Victory Grill.